Hi there, I'm Raphael, and this is IELTS Crucial, the channel where you will get everything you need for success in the IELTS test. So 2024 is here, and this is the year you have decided to take or retake your IELTS exam, set your goals, and plan everything you need so that you get that dream score, right? So that's exactly what we're going to be talking about in this video. In order to get a very good score, because the IELTS test is, it has a lot of complexity, it's a very complex test, you will need to be very well prepared. You will need to plan everything that you're going to do, and you need to set clear, easy, trackable, let's say like that, measurable goals. So this is exactly what we're going to do next. I'm going to talk to you a little bit, and I'm going to teach you exactly what you need to do in order to get that score this year. So the first thing we have to think about, of course, is what score do you need? What are your goals in terms of like the IELTS test? Why do you need to take an IELTS test? So you can take it for like college, right? You want to study in some kind of institution or university, whatever, in a different country. And let's say that for that specific college course you want to take, you need a 6.5. Beautiful. So your score is to get a 6.5 in all bands, for example, or in all skills, right? All right, so that's your goal. But perhaps your goal is a little bit more challenging and difficult. Oh, I want to get into express entry for Canada. I know a lot about Canada, so that's why I'm giving this as an example. And for that, for you to get like a very good score, you need an 8 in the listening and then a 7 in the other skills, right? In the all other 3 skills. So let's say that you have that. Okay, so my goal in the listening test is to get an 8. The first thing you need to know is where you are right now. So I would recommend that people take a mock test. You can go online. There are various websites where you can take a mock test. And once you've taken that mock test, you're going to figure out what score you got. So, I got a 6.5. Okay, it's not a bad score, but it's not an 8, right? You still need to go through like 7, 7.5, and then you get an 8. And I really have this thing where I always teach my students to not just reach for the 8, right? I always ask them to reach for like an 8.5. Because if you've been consistently getting an 8, that's kind of fine. But if you've been consistently getting like an 8.5, so a 0.5 extra score, that of course will be so much better because it will be a lot safer, right? You know, like, oh no, for the past 2 months I've been practicing and I've always gotten like at least an 8, and it's usually an 8.5. So you will know that on test day, you will do fine, and that's going to be well. So first thing you need to do is this: set your goals. So related to your goals, of course, now that you've set them, I need this score, this score, this score. Now you need to know how, you need to know how you're going to prepare for yourself for that. How are you going to study? How often? When? You need to have a clear plan for that, because if you don't, things are going to be a little bit confusing. And the more confusion we have in our lives, the more complex everything gets. The more complex everything gets, the more difficult everything is. So we need to organize ourselves very carefully so that we know exactly what we're doing, when we're doing, and why we're doing such stuff. Once you have that planned, then everything works out just fine. So let's go through a few details or a few questions that you need to think when planning for that. So the first thing you're going to do is you have to decide how many days a week you're going to be studying. So let's say that you have a full-time job, right? You work nearly like 8 hours a day, Monday to Friday, and then sometimes you do Saturday, whatever. You need to figure out how many days you can study, but it's not only about like setting a goal. I'm going to study 5 days a week, 6 days a week, 7 days a week, every day, whatever. It's not only about that. It's about having consistency, right? About being consistent. So sometimes people, they set goals and they make plans for like going to the gym. I'm going to go to the gym and then I want to do it every day. But they haven't really analyzed the fact that it's not sustainable, right? They can't do it for a very long time. Sometimes they do it for like 1 week, 2 weeks, and then they realize that they're too tired or it's not sustainable. They can't get consistent. And then after like this third week or maybe even before, it starts to go down. This frequency starts to go down. They don't go 7 days anymore. They go 6. And then they realize, oh my God, why did I set, this goal for like 7 days a week? I can only do 3. So you have to figure out what is more realistic for you so that you can do it consistently over time. Because it doesn't really make sense for you to start with like, I'm studying every day, but then in 2 weeks, 2 weeks later, I'm studying like only 6 days, and then it's getting worse, That also brings this feeling of like frustration, right? You're gonna get frustrated because you're not being able to reach your goals. So we don't want that feeling, because that could be very bad for you, right? That could interfere with everything that you're doing. So it's very important for you to plan what you're going to do, but in a realistic way. Now, I'm not going to study on Wednesday nights, because on Wednesday is usually a very heavy day for me at work, because I have this, or that. And then on Wednesdays, when I get home, I'm like, I'm pooped. I have no energy anymore to do anything. So I can't. So then you will know, of course, that Wednesday nights are not good for you. But then you can work on the other days. So this is what you have to figure out so that you can have this consistency. That is key. If we move to a next level, you're also going to think about what you're going to do each day and how many hours you're going to dedicate to that each day. So let's say that I've decided that I'm going to study for the IELTS test 3 days a week, right? So I'm going to do it Monday, and I'm going to do it Thursday, and then Sunday. Monday and Thursdays, they're weekdays. I work a lot, so I'm going to study less. Let's say I'm going to study 1 hour in each of these days. I need to figure out what I'm going to do. Oh, I'm going to do half. Like, I'm going to do the 4 skills in these 2 days. Half an hour, the first one is going to be for reading, the other half hour for listening. Then the next day, I'm going to do a little bit of speaking and writing. Okay, is that enough? That's not necessarily enough. But let's say that you've decided that on Sunday you have more free time. No, Sunday I'm actually very free because I'm not working. I like to do stuff on Sunday morning. So on Sunday morning, I'm going to study for 3 hours. That's beautiful. That is much better. And then you're going to have to plan the details. So in the first hour, I'm going to focus on writing. I'm going to take 20 minutes to take a course or to watch a video on YouTube or whatever to learn more about the writing. And then I'm going to use the 40 minutes in this first hour to actually write an essay, right? Because that's what you need for task 2. So then you go there and then you write your essay. Beautiful. In the next hour, I'm going to focus on the listening. So then you pretty much do the same. You study a little bit about the listening, and then you take a listening test, which is around 40 minutes. And then you figure out where you're going to do the next hour. So you get my point, right? You need to plan macro and micro. You need to plan like starting from how many days a week you're going to practice and prepare and study, whatever, to how many hours, each week, to what you're going to do in each hour. If you have all those details, it's going to be so much easier for you to get things done and to actually figure out like, yeah, I'm doing things right? I'm being consistent. I'm studying all the 4 skills. I'm focusing on the stuff that I actually need. One extra thing that it's very important for you to decide as well is what kind of materials and what kind of stuff are you going to use in this preparation time, right? Because, what are you going to do? There are different things out there where you can practice. And actually, one of them or many of them are the stuff that we prepared for you, the stuff that we produced. So right now, we have a bunch of things that we offer. You can go to our website. It's right here on the description. This is the website. So it's IELTScrucial.com. And we also have our courses. So right in the description here, you will find our 2 main courses. The first one, it's called IELTS Crucial Introduction to the IELTS Test, which is a free course. It's a very basic course, kind of short, so you can take it very quickly, where you will learn the basics of the IELTS test and a few things like this, like how to plan, how the test works, the structure, what you could do, all of that. And we have a more complete course on the writing test, on the writing skill or the writing part, because it's one of the most difficult ones for most students. And we've prepared a course specific for that. It's called IELTS Crucial Focus on Writing. Both of them are on Udemy. So like I said, the first one, the introductory one, is free, and the second one is paid, but it's extremely cheap. It goes for like 20 something dollars. I don't know exactly what that would be in your currency, but it's of course not expensive at all, and it's a very, very, very good course. And on our website, you will find some other services that we provide in terms of like correcting things, correcting different kinds of things for like writing and speaking, because you're going to need to be assessed on that by other people, and there is much more that we can offer. So get in touch with us, take the courses, and that's a great start for you in terms of planning for this year of 2024. So that's it, my beautiful friends and students. I will see you on the next video. Bye-bye.